Greetings, one and all. The St. Louis Blues franchise have relieved head coach Ken Hitchcock of his coaching duties and have promoted Mike Yeo from the associate coach position to the head coach position of the St. Louis Blues. Ken Hitchcock, of course, was supposed to retire at the end of this season and hand over the coaching duties to Mike Yeo for next season onwards. But it looks like Doug Armstrong and the St. Louis Blues management got a little impatient and made it happen several months early. Now, you might certainly understand why they've done this, because the St. Louis Blues currently have a 24-win, 24-loss and 5 overtime or shootout loss record this season and sit 4th place in the Central Division with 53 points. However, Ken Hitchcock did have a career record in 6 seasons with the St. Louis Blues of 248 wins, 123 losses, and 41 overtime or shootout losses. And he also went 20 wins and 27 losses in playoff games in the last 6 seasons with the St. Louis Blues. He's got over double the amount of wins as he does regulation losses. I mean, in today's modern day NHL, that's really impressive, especially for a guy like Ken Hitchcock, who has been around the league as a coach for a very long time. The 64-year-old Ken Hitchcock has a lifetime coaching record of 781 wins, 473 losses, and 111 overtime or shootout losses, with 88 ties in 20 seasons with the Dallas Stars, the Philadelphia Flyers, the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the St. Louis Blues. And he sits 4th all-time in coaching wins in NHL history, one behind 3rd place Al Arbour. And he also won the Stanley Cup with the Dallas Stars in 1999 and made the playoffs in 13 of 14 full seasons he was a head coach. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, I don't think. I mean, his team also made the Stanley Cup Finals in 2000, but they were beaten in a double overtime Game 6 victory by the New Jersey Devils, I believe. So that's quite a career that Ken Hitchcock has had as an NHL head coach. 781 wins. That's pretty impressive if you ask me. And he made the playoffs in his 14 full seasons as a head coach. He missed the playoffs once, and that was his first season in charge of the Dallas Stars. That is so impressive. Like, Ken Hitchcock, congratulations to you, my friend. That's a brilliant record. Ken Hitchcock, he seems like a really nice guy as well. However, it seems that the St. Louis Blues general manager, Doug Armstrong, is taking much of the blame for the situation that's happened here with St. Louis only going 24, 21 and 5. And he says, and I quote, "It's my responsibility why we're off track." Once again, another general manager is saying it's their fault, yet they fire the head coach, who I feel deserves better considering his track record and success in the National Hockey League. I did this last video we did. I did this the video before we did of a coach firing. When are people going to stand up and realise that if the GM takes responsibility, it's not all the coach's fault? The coach has been the fall guy. And Doug Armstrong, whilst he didn't say it, that's basically what Ken Hitchcock became, the fall guy for the rest of the team. Doug Armstrong was also very much saying how his players were not necessarily saying it like this, but paraphrasing this is, how his players were getting selfish. There wasn't a team out there. There were a lot of individuals out there playing on the ice, not a team. I mean, Ken Hitchcock, he's proven he's a solid head coach. He's got 781 wins in his NHL history. That's 4th all place in NHL history. Like, it can't be his fault. You can't fire him. It's not fair. Like, I know some people will say, odd man rush, hockey's a business. It doesn't matter if it's fair or not. Yeah, but they've got a guy that's won over 750 NHL games as a head coach in 20 years. Like, sure, he was going to retire at the end of the season. Give him the respect he deserves. Let him get 3rd place overall in coaching victories. 3rd overall above Al Arbour. He could have probably got another 20 wins or so, roughly. He would have sat solidly at 3rd place. I think Ken Hitchcock deserved that. I mean, Doug Armstrong was always saying, oh, Ken Hitchcock is one of my best friends. You don't treat your best friends like that. Yeah, hockey's a business. I say it all the time. I completely understand. It's for one more season, for goodness sake. You could have Ken Hitchcock be the guy that's standing there being the head coach, but Mike Yeo could have the same amount of stuff that he needs to do. You could completely equal the amount of coaching responsibility both of them have. I think Doug Armstrong, you can say that Ken Hitchcock is your best friend all you want. That is a horrible way to treat your best friend. I don't care if you teared up during the media interview after the firing. Like, that's not good enough. You have shown a lack of respect for Ken Hitchcock there. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. He's one win behind Al Arbour, and Doug Armstrong knows about that, and he still lets him go. I think that's ridiculous. But, I mean, the bigger picture is another example of the head coach being the fall guy. Why can't the players take responsibility? Why don't you start trying to shift some of the players away? You've got about a month till the trade deadline. Get on with it, Doug Armstrong. Make yourself a decent team. But yes, thank you very much for watching, guys. Rant over. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or watch some of my other videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.